My name is Tony Frum, and you can find me at tonyfrumdesigns.blogspot.com. And today I thought I would do a walkthrough of my first album from 2014. So this is 2014 Volume 1, and it goes from January 1st to June 30th. And this is how it starts. And this stamp says, "Let's go crazy, crazy, crazy till we see the sun." And it was a Studio Calico stamp, digital stamp from December 2013. And it's from the One Direction. I had to use it. My daughter's obsessed with it, and it was just kind of the perfect photo. And now we're on to the first full week. And as you can see, I use a lot of Studio Calico stuff, and I use like enamel dots and wood veneer, and I use a lot of labels. Got to document the Golden Globes. This was a wood veneer piece from actually the Copper Mountain Studio Calico scrapbook kit, but I incorporated it. There's a bunch of stuff. Something for my husband's work. You'll notice the first part of the year we have a lot of Seahawks photos here. We've been following the Hawks for a long time, and they won the Super Bowl earlier this year, so that was a pretty thing we had happen for our family. It's showing archivers here before they close. And then we had snow. Everyone on the East Coast had snow. And North Carolina, right around my birthday was February 2nd, but right before and right after we got like 6 inches. And it was just insane. People in North Carolina were just freaking out, but it was really fun. So we went with that. And then this is pictures of us watching the Super Bowl. And I took a bunch of images from Google Images and made a collage. Just lots of snow in our neighborhood. The kids had a blast. And then we also have, these are cards for me for my birthday, because my birthday was the same day as the Super Bowl. And then we go to this week. Again, using a lot of Studio Calico stuff. This washi tape was from the scrapbook kit, and I just ran it on top of a white card because I really like the pattern. A map of a walk I took. Oh, Sochi 2014. I'm a huge Olympics fan. So, of course, I had to, get something from Google Images. I love that. If you watch my channel, I always talk about it. This was the last day Archivers was open, February 15th, and I went to Archivers. There was one 15 minutes from my house before they closed. And they had cupcakes. Some people brought cupcakes with little toothpicks that said Archivers, so I had to save that, of course, Then we're into Valentine's Day week, and you'll see that I saved a lot of the cards, and I just kind of flipped them in there. Something my son worked on, another card. Oh, and this is a digital template from Studio Calico, and I put a bunch of pictures of a bunch of Olympians that I loved. And then I also marked some highlights from the Olympics, because we watched a lot of them. And then week 8, there wasn't a lot of pictures this week, so I went ahead and I kind of focused on one person this week. So I focused on my son, because he hates having his picture taken, so I made sure to, I think I took like 100 pictures of him that week, and 3 turned out. But the important thing is I got it documented. So this was the week he got his core selections for high school, because he's a freshman now. And then he still likes Transformers, so that was a Transformer. Or no, wait, that was a Power Ranger. He collects both. The dog, and then him with the dogs. And I just, oh my God, this photo is just, it's just one of those that just turned out perfect. And I have a big one in my house as well, and I blew it up 12 by 12 because I love it so much. Now we're into week 9. And then I had to put something on the back side, so I went ahead and put, in both of these weeks I didn't take a lot of pictures. It seems like the end of February I never do, I don't know why. But I did this picture my daughter drew. She knows I like hedgehogs, so it's a hedgehog picture. And then it talks about the Emmys. Ellen hosted that, remember that selfie that, was like the record? Of course I had to include that. Used a template for that I found online. There's a bunch of pictures that I'm into the first week of March. Got some pictures of my kids, or my son, the family. This is letterpress from Studio Calico, some stickers that I love, my ink. This was another one of those weeks where I didn't have a ton of pictures, but I made do. Then it gets later in the year, and then I start getting a lot more pictures. So week 11, this is Elliot making pancakes. The kids were starting to go outside more. The weather's warming up. Oh, this is 3.14 March 14th Pie Day. Had to get apple pie. I'm a nerd, so we always celebrate Pie Day. So I came home with some of these McDonald's apple pies, and the kids were excited. Kona Ice came to our house. It's pretty cool. Oh, this was an epic shopping trip to IKEA. So I talked about it here, and then I have a list of all the stuff I got. It was like literally, I drove to IKEA, which is about 3 hours and 20 minutes from our house, and I pretty much maxed out the weight on our CRV because I ended up getting stuff for an entertainment center and for my studio, and we had been saving up for a really long time and just kind of, we knew what we were getting. And then I took one huge trip, and I literally left as soon as the kids went to school, and then I got home, like my husband got home for our younger one, and then I got home like an hour later. I was gone all day, but it worked out. And then this is March, just some pictures. This is some of the furniture we got at IKEA, the entertainment center we were working on. This was a die cut that came in a Studio Calico scrapbook kit, and I just watercolored on top of it. It's like a watercolor die cut, and I really like that. And then I used the Fresh Cut Basic Gray behind that. I just really, really love that paper. This is some hand stitching here. I took an art class at one of those, you know, where you make a painting in an hour places, and it's a picture of that. Me taking a picture of myself through the lamp. I thought that was kind of funny. And then we're into week 14, How I Met Your Mother finale. Oh my God, love that show, miss it still. Some digital brushes. Let's see, this is another collage from Studio Calico, some stamps, pictures. Oh, a really, really cute owl I saw at the farmer's market. They were trying to, I guess, repair it, rehabilitate it so it could fly, and they were talking, there's like a wildlife preservation people were there. That was kind of cool. And then we're into softball season. I love spring. So you see softball, my daughter plays, we're here, it's her best friend Lily. And then this week I started doing the one of the layouts, just 6 inches, just for a little variety. So this is this week, and you can tell spring, we're starting to plant flowers, everything's starting to green up. Oh, yeah, education lottery ticket, which is kind of funny that I bought one because we just don't buy tickets, but I did that week, so I had to put it in there. I thought it was funny. Years from now, it'll probably look different. Then the following week, I have, you know, more spring pictures. I have a see-through pocket with some sequins and confetti, and then I stamped a sentiment that says, smile for the camera, and it's actually the same on both sides, so you can see it from both sides. So that was pretty easy. Some stitching. Oh, pictures of our grass, which is just hysterical because we could not make grass grow here in North Carolina, and now we have a green lawn, and we're from Washington State, so we were just like, oh my gosh, we have a lawn. And then the trees in our backyard are starting to get green again, and so we were excited because, you know, a lot of them lose their leaves here. This is a dresser. I found an antique dresser on wheels that I've since refinished. And I was just really excited about finding it because it fit in the budget. My husband and Isabel putting together a desk for her from IKEA that was in the garage for a month till we did it, or a month and a half. Now we finished that one. The rest are done. The dogs, some more flower pictures. Oh, we went and saw Spider-Man as a family. That was really fun. A whole bunch of rolls of film that I need to have. This is from when, like, about 6 months before my son was born until my daughter was 3, because we didn't, you know, there wasn't a digital camera. And a lot of these pictures I've developed, some of them weren't the best quality, some of them I cut up in weird shapes because that's what people did then. But I'm slowly, I haven't started yet, but I'm going to slowly start putting these onto CDs so I can put them on my computer and I can edit them in Photoshop and just kind of, you know, have them forever. And also I can fix up the clarity a little bit on the photos, the ones I want to use. The kids in the neighborhood. This is my son's birthday. He turned 14. Some pictures of him and his friends. It was inside and the lighting was horrible, so I just made them black and white. And then this, I still need to put patterns on the back side. I guess I just didn't. But if I don't, you know what, I'm okay with that. And then this is more week 19, May 5th to May 11th, just some more stuff that was going on that week. It was also Mother's Day, so the kids bought me breakfast in bed. It was like the 3,000 calorie breakfast. My husband and I joked. French toast, bacon, and donuts. And I ate a little bit of each of the donuts, but I ate the rest, and I was full for like, you know, until 3 o'clock or something. It was kind of funny, but they took good care of me. So they're very sweet. And now we're into mid-May. She's talking about going to the pool. Our pool opens up the beginning of May through the end of September, and we're at the pool all the time. Dog has got a spring haircut, you know, and she likes to sit on the back of the couch. Gotta document that. We watched Star Wars Episode 3. My daughter, halfway through the softball season this year, she ended up actually breaking her finger really bad in like 3 different places. A ball hit it when she was swinging, and it was one of those that it puffed up, and you wouldn't have thought she broke it, but it puffed up so big I took her to the emergency room, and as it turned out, she broke it in 3 places, and it, you know, she couldn't really use it for like 6 weeks, so it was a good thing. Her and her best friend being silly in our backyard, and I took pictures. I just wrote ouch there because, you know, ouch. And then here's week 21 and 22. So she started out with a splint, and then after 2 weeks they said, well, we can splint it or we can cast it for the last 3 weeks. And, you know, of course, being a kid who's never broke anything, my daughter said, I want to cast. And the orthopedic specialist that we saw was like, okay, that sounds good. So that's what she did, and she was really excited. Oh, and my daughter has like an inner 80s child within her, so she cut up one of my son's old shirts. The white t-shirts he outgrows, she sleeps in, she loves them. And she cut it up, and it just reminded me of the 80s, and it cracked me up, so I had to take a picture. And then this is a picture, you know, of her x-ray. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like 3 lines there. So she had a proximal phalanx oblique longitudinal fracture non-displaced. I guess that means it was a line fracture, but it wasn't out of alignment, basically. So these are the pictures. I had to write it down because I knew I wouldn't remember. Some stamping and some coloring in with watercolor. That's really fun. Just some pictures of Elliot. So, and this is like towards the end of the school year, and she went with her softball team to baseball. Even though she couldn't play anymore, we were still going and watching her team's games and like hanging out with the girls on her team. And then this is the end of the year, 8th grade awards assembly. This week we had the foyer in our house painted. It was actually cheaper to have someone paint it than to rent the equipment and the scaffolding to do it ourselves, because I would have to rent it for a week probably. So we had that part painted and we painted the rest ourselves. My daughter had a cast taken off, so of course she's keeping it. Just some more pictures, teeth cleaning, the kids starting to run together. North Carolina project for school, some pictures. Oh, my husband got a piece of metal in his eye, and luckily it was okay, but he had to go see an eye doctor, and it ended up being like 6 weeks of follow-up appointments because it infected his eye really bad. He's a welder, and I guess little pieces can go behind their glasses and stuff, even if they wear safety equipment, which he always does. And then here is just, this is actually just one day, Monday, June 16th. I just talked about what we did that day. The dog sunbathed, the kids swam, I put my hair up in a top knot, the kids had fun. So that was kind of fun. And then this is just weeks 25 and 26, some more pictures I wanted to include. My daughter put my husband's hair in little ponytails. This is just so funny. Watermelon. We went and saw a bluegrass group called Grits and Soul in our neighborhood, and by our neighborhood, and they're just really good, and my daughter loves them. And then we're at the last page in this album. So yeah, this is pretty much the end of this one, and then this is just the last, you know, last few days of June. And then my daughter went away to camp. My husband, it was 3 hours away. He actually drove her so that I could kind of have the day to myself. And he came back, and they stopped and looked at stuff on the way. And then right after then we flew to Washington State, and we packed up and got ready to go. So she came back for a couple days, and then we flew to Washington State. And so I have that documented, and I was flying back to go see our family. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below. And also, I have a blog post that I'm going to link below that is going to have some still photos of all these layouts. And you can always go to my blog. It's tonyfromdesigns.blogspot.com. And if you go to the labels on the side of the blog, you go to the one that says Project Life. I think there's like 80 different Project Life layouts that I've shown there. And so you can see what I do in my Project Life layouts. And there's also some tutorials and how to edit photos and how I put layouts together, and different tutorials that would help you with Project Life there. So anyways, thank you for stopping by today, and I hope you guys have a really, really great day. Thank you.